welcome back once again to Jackpine Savage Outdoors. In this video, I'm walking through every step of how I set up my high divers for salmon trolling, exactly how I do it on my boat. I'll show you how I tie the dropper loop for my Dreamweaver Deeper Divers, how I build my leaders using 50-pound Seaguar fluorocarbon, and the way I attach the Dreamweaver swivel snaps and trolling swivels to make everything run clean. This whole setup is spooled up with 50-pound PowerPro braided line, paired up to my Okuma 10-foot Dipsy Diver rods and matched with upgraded Convector reels that I ordered from Captain Chuck's in Ludington. I'll cover every knot I tie, why I tie it, and exactly how I set up these divers so they're ready to catch fish. And as you'll see from this footage, this rig works. Make sure to click the like, subscribe, and notification buttons, and stick around because I'll break it all down so you can set yours up just like this and put more fish in your boat. Hello again, and welcome back to Jackpine Savage Outdoors. Today we are tightening up the salmon spread. We are out at the homestead. We just got done putting new motor on that downrigger, so we think he can hoist 20-pounders now, no problem. We just got done installing the new Fish Hawk lithium system, along with the transducer hiding down under the swim deck there. We got our YOLO Tech power stick nav light all set and ready to rock and roll. The next thing I need to work on the boat is my high divers. So we're gonna go through my high diver setup today and get that dialed in a little bit better. I had some, what were they, Magda Pros on my 10-foot high diver rods. They weren't terrible reels, they were all right. But what I will say is the drags weren't really sensitive. Like, they didn't have a good clean ratcheting drag, and it made it hard for setting Dipsy divers, you know, because you get a little bit too loose and they go flying out. You're a little bit too tight and they stop clicking out. So it's important to have a really nice buttery smooth drag when you're setting your divers. So make sure to like, share, click that notification button, you know, all the stuff. Comment and tell me how you like your high diver setup, and please stick around and watch me get these rods rigged up and ready to rock. We're getting to the bottom of the piles of boxes that we got here. We got a couple boxes from Captain Chuck's in Ludington. Now, if you've never been to Captain Chuck's, it is like your northwestern Michigan, Great Lakes trolling mecca superstore. They've got everything you could ever imagine when it comes to lake trout and salmon trolling in the Great Lakes. So we got a Convector CV30s. Alright. I didn't go with 45s. I figured 30s are plenty big enough for my high divers. We've got full to the brim, spooled up with brand new 50-pound braid, dark green. We got the Dragmaster Drags by Tuna's Real Troubles, drag upgrade. Listen to that click, that buttery clean ratcheting drag. That's what you want on your high diver. You want to hear that sucker click every time. Just beautiful. So let's get at it, eh? We run our high divers on a Okuma Classic Pro GLT for 10 foot, 12 to 30 pound. Want medium? So a rod of choice for my high diver. Let's seat that reel on there. Reel on there. See what we got here. There we go. So now we got our reel, we got our rod. All right, let's get her spreaded up and ready to rock. Get up there. Some of that buttery drag, we love that. Threading them up there. Let's see if I remember my Dipsy Diver knots. We got our 50-pound braid. Now, this is a trick a good friend of mine showed me, Captain Bob Hines. Central Coast Angling. I'll hit the link right here for his YouTube channel. Make sure you go like and subscribe. He's a great guy. He's an excellent, dedicated captain. Great guide. Great dude. Just all around good person. Anyway, we got some 50-pound Seaguar. We'll pull ourselves out about, I don't know, 2 foot of it. Sounds good. Snip. First and foremost, the dropper loop knot. So you make a circle, right? What was it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times around. Now, grab my middle loop, open it up. I'm going to stick our pliers through there. I got that little loop with the pliers. Cinching down the other loops. Just make a little tiny loop in my line. Alright? Not a huge loop at all. It's that tiny little dropper loop I just made. How nice is that, huh? So make your tiny little dropper loop and your piece of 50-pound. Nice and taut. Now, bend your short end in half like that. Right? We're going to take our braided line and we're going to go through that loop we made. Pull yourself out a good chunk of braid. Now you're going to hold that loop and that braid like this and go around and around and around and around. Try and keep them braid wraps stacked up tighter if you can. 10, 11, 12. Now you wrap them back down the other way. 3, 4, 9-ish and a half. And then you come up and you make sure that your tagging goes back through the same way your line originally came through. When you pull that down, you grab that braid and you cinch it. Pull your braid. Now see how that's wrapped right tight around there? Ain't going nowhere. We get some real rain here, or is it just gonna? I think it's just gonna pedal for a minute. We're all right. Cut that off nice and tight. Cut our braid tag end off nice and tight. Come on. Alright, so the second I shut the cameras off, it stopped raining, of course. Got rain down there for a second, but we're back. Well, we just got done doing this knot, right? That's that one that connects your braid to your 50-pound mono. We did our little dropper loop, right? Love that. Next thing we got to do is we got to find ourselves a small trolling swivel. A trolling swivel small enough that it'll reel up through the Faraday of our reel without getting stuck. We're going to put this small swivel here on the other side of our 50-pound. I'm going to tie the old universal unification knot to that guy. And we got a tiny little swivel in there. Phew! Alright, so we had a quick little downpour there for a minute. Anyway, where was I? After that swivel, we're tying on our leader here. 2, 3, 4, 5. Better not so good. Pull the 2 lines against each other. Nice and tight. What our deal is here. So we got our braid tied to our little dropper loop. Got our swivel in there. what's up with the little dropper loop right there, right? Is we take one of these snaps, right? Off of any and every Dreamweaver thing you've ever gotten. Hook it in that snap there, right? And that's on the trigger side of your diver. And what that does is now you get a fish on, you can reel down, mate takes the diver off, and you can fight that fish right to the tip of the rod. You don't have to hand line. There's our trigger at the eyelet, so I'm going to use my line counter to measure my leader. 980 is a 20-foot leader. And 970, 30-foot leader. So now I got a 30-foot leader behind my Dipsy. That's pretty good. Long ways backed off the Dipsy to where my bait's going to be. Cut that off. And now we want a Dreamweaver swivel, the Dreamweaver DS6 driver and heavy duty. You tie this with heavy duty crane swivel on there. Cut off that tag there. And that's ready to run. I got a big swivel on here. That's mainly because I run flashers and flies. I mean, here exclusively. Heard some good things about this Rapture Sweet Pea fly. So we're gonna snap that on there. And that's one high diver. Ain't going nowhere. So one high diver ready to rock. So that's how I like to rig up my high divers. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please make sure to like, share, follow, subscribe, etc., etc. Comment, let me know how you guys run your high divers, if you like the knots, if you got a better way, anything you can put in, you know, all positive comments here, right? But anyway, thanks again for tuning in to our channel and for supporting us. Every view helps, every like, every sub, every thank you we can take, we'll get. And as always, thanks for stopping by.